folks, it is Supradrew here. I hope everybody's having a great day today. It's time for Cooking with Drew again, and today's recipe is going to be my take on Cornish pasties. I'm going to go ahead and call it Clintonville Pasties. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make some chicken. I'm going to separate it and shred it. I'm going to add some onions and peppers and some seasonings, some pepper jack cheese. I'm going to make my own pastry, and we're going to cook these suckers in the oven. Now, I've already done this recipe once just to, kind of make sure I can do it, and it came out really pretty good, I got to tell you. So stand by and we'll get started. Okay, folks, what I have here are two chicken breasts, and I had the butcher fillet them in half for me, giving me 4 thin pieces. And what I have here are finely diced red, yellow, and green peppers and about 1/2 of an onion. So what do you say we get started? I'll go ahead and light the oven since my igniter's quit working. Good thing I didn't explode that time. Alright, this is just regular extra virgin olive oil. There we go. Alright, stand by a second. I'll let these heat up and I'll show you the next step. Okay, my olive oil is nice and smoky, so let's go ahead and add these onions and peppers. And now I'll add the chicken breasts. Okay, I'm going to let these cook until they start turning white around the edges, and then I'll start to pull them apart with these forks. Okay, see how they're starting to turn white around the edges here? Can you see that? Just make sure they're loose. Don't want them to stick. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and flip them now. Then I'm going to take the fork, and you'll see the grain is going this way. I'm just going to gently start pulling the chicken apart. I know it's not fully cooked yet, but that's okay because it's going to finish cooking while I do this. There we go. See how it's starting to come apart now? I think I need to let them cook a little longer though. Okay, stand by. I'll be right back. Okay, see how it's starting to come apart now? So I'm going to continue to do this, and I'll be back with the next step, okay? Stand by. Okay, I've got the chicken all pulled apart nicely. The peppers and onions are nicely sweated down, nice and soft. So I'll turn the heat off and just let them sit. Okay, the next step, I have just your run-of-the-mill, off-the-shelf fajita seasoning. I'm going to put some of that in here. Probably not going to use the whole thing because I don't have a full amount of chicken here that the packet calls for. And give it a little stir. Then I'm going to add some water. And we're going to let this simmer for a little while, and these fajita seasonings will, as I like to say, mingle with the chicken. Okay, stand by. I will be right back. Oh boy, I wish you guys could smell this. It smells fantastic. Yeah, smells wonderful. Okay, I've got the water pretty much boiled out. I'm going to go ahead and add the pepper and onions. Make sure I get them all. Oh yeah, looks good already, doesn't it? Awesome. Okay folks, stand by and I'll make the pastry next. Okay, before I make the pastry dough that I'm going to use to make these pasties, I've decided to add some green chilies. These are mild, they're not very spicy at all. So I'm just going to toss these in. That'll give them a little bit of a zing, not much. And it'll also add a little bit of color. Very good. Okay folks, now it's time for the pastry dough. Stand by. Okay, I think that camera angle looks good. What you see here is 2 cups of all-purpose white flour, and next to it I have a bowl with cold water and a few ice cubes in it. So what I'm going to do is take the butter that I've cut into little pieces like this. Just going to add that right in. That'll allow it to mix a little easier. And then I'm going to take the pastry knife and I'm just going to work it down in. This is going to take a little while, so I'll pause the video and I'll come back when it's all done, okay? Alright, stand by. Okay, see how it's all crumbly now? The butter's all incorporated into the flour. Now I'm going to start adding in some cold water. A little bit at a time until I think it's the right consistency. There, see how it's starting to form? Okay, at this point I'm going to switch to a fork so I can get down in there and mix it really, really well. Okay, stand by. I'll get this mixed up and then I'll show you the next step. Okay, I've got the dough formed. I'm going to take about half of it. And not going to work it too much because I don't want to push all the air out of it. I'm going to get it coated with flour. I'm going to grab my marble rolling pin and start carefully working it down. Okay, that feels good. Now I'm going to take a 4-quart saucepan lid and I'm going to use that to make my cut. There we go, that looks good. Okay, stand by a second and I'll get my cookie sheet ready and we'll do the next step. Okay, I went ahead and got 2 of them ready to go. And I'm going to take my filling, put it right in the middle. Get that out of the way so you can see a little bit better. That looks about right. And now it's time to add the pepper jack cheese. Just going to put a couple pieces right on there. Okay, remember the water from earlier? I'm going to dab my finger and wet the edges here. That'll make it a little bit sticky and it'll help it to stay closed, hopefully, when it cooks. Okay, now for the fun part, actually getting them closed. Now I may have a little bit too much filling in here, but I'm going to try it anyways. Fold that top edge over a little bit if you can, but be careful not to rip the pastry. Try it like that. Hope my hands aren't in the way. Hope you can see what I'm doing here. See, I'm crimping the edges here. I'll squeeze them together a little bit so they stand up. There, how's that look? Okay, stand by and I'll show you how to do the egg bath. I guess I meant to say egg wash, not egg bath. But this is basically just 1 egg. I beat it together and I put a little bit of water in it to thin it out, to make it a little easier to work with. And I'm just going to paint it right on the sides. This will give it some golden brown color, if we're lucky. You want to be careful here not to rip the dough. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put these into a 350-degree oven for about 20 minutes and then I'll check them. But we're looking for a golden brown color. Okay, stand by. Okay folks, they are all done. Nice and golden brown. This one popped open a little bit of cheese. But here is what they look like inside. I hope that's going to focus for you. Look at that. The chicken, the onions, the peppers, the chilies, and the cheese. This is going to be an awesome dinner. Okay folks, I am out of here. I hope you all try this recipe and let me know what you think. And once again, I'd like to also say Merry Christmas to everybody and thank you very much for your support in this past year. Okay folks, I'll see you again soon. Bye bye now.